You don't tell nobody that you round here hunching the neighborhood married lady. You can't do that, Earl. And then you're going to bring your friend over there and be like, yeah, I hunched her. You think the lady going to be like, yeah, I hunched this boy? Earl, you crazy.
I don't hear nobody out there. Hold it down.
My first look at vagina, but it wasn't until my last visit home from Children's Village that I actually got my first piece. The woman was 26 and lived in the same building as me in School Street. I would see her sometimes. She used to talk to me in the elevator about how her husband was effing up and wasn't home a lot. Then one day she just invited me up to her apartment. Sound like Benjamin Button to me. I was 14, right in the middle of puberty, and was sprouting out kind of big from all of the running and working out I was doing in group home. Pause. I know I spent my teenage years in the 80s, okay? That would be like from 85 to like 91. Was it 85? Yeah, like 85, 84 to 91. Like around 2009, 2010, me and my cousin was hanging out around there on the south side. I don't have no privileges on the south side. Mick do. We was over my aunt's house. I forget the name of the apartments, but it's around there on 1st Street on the south side, right? And it was all these little boys outside. And I was like, what the fuck? Why does these little boys look like that? Why is he doing push-ups? What is going on? He a little boy. Why isn't he playing? The young girl who was sitting on the front stoop with us was like, oh, that's what these little boys do. They always working out and doing push-ups and play boxing and stuff like that. And I said, how old are they? It's like 13, 14. I was like, 13, 14? These little boys are built like this? Them young dudes in the 80s was skinny. They barely had any muscular tone or texture on them unless they was in some kind of sport. Them little boys ain't had nothing on these new little boys. These new young people, they be going to the gym by like 13, 14 years old. What the fuck is that about? None of the kids want to hang out. When they hang out, they hang in the gym. Now, yes, they going to live longer than us. But I was just amazed at the fact. I was like, why do these little boys look like that? Not that I was like hot and bothered. I just was astounded. What? Now, if I wasn't that kind of woman that was befuddled and turned on like this nasty little bitch that was 26-year-old in this book, something could have happened. Something happened with her and DMX. I'll move forward. I was 14, right in the middle of puberty, and was sprouting out kind of big from all of the running and working out I was doing in group home. She took me into her bedroom. She was wearing a long red dress, and when she turned to me and pulled it up, I saw that she had stockings on with no underwears. You see this? She asked me. Oh, shiz, I thought. I guess I'm a man now. Nothing was ever said between us after that. She wouldn't even speak to me in the elevator anymore. A few years later, when I brought my man over to her house to try to show her off to him, she fronted on me, claiming that nothing ever happened. Well, Earl, why the hell would you run and tell your little friend that you got this old lady vagina? She not fitting to be like, oh yeah, I did it to this little boy at 14. That's a charge, little Earl. That's how I know he crazy. You don't tell nobody that you round here hunching the neighborhood married lady. You can't do that, Earl. And then you're going to bring your friend over there and be like, yeah, I hunched her. You think the lady going to be like, yeah, I hunched this little boy? Earl, you crazy. Crazy, Earl. After that, I became a wolf for the vagina. Who, what, where? I was a effing hound. At that age, you had to talk to a girl for like 6 hours to get any action. Once you played around and wrestled with her all day, then maybe in the hallway on her way back home, she would give you a chance. But there always had to be a lot of touching and kissing, and there was still no guarantees that you would get in her drawers. But I'm saying, Ma, you had to say over and over. When you got older, you could just say, take it off, girl, and get in the bed. But as a kid, you had to start rubbing her neck, massaging the shoulders, and then slowly move down. Slowly, very slowly. And just like me, weren't getting much love anyway. Though in 1985, girls was on that menudo shiz. Those were the purple rain days when you needed a long jerry curl with the ruffled collar to get any attention. Bullshit debate, not in D.C. And I definitely didn't think that was the case up there in New York or Yonkers or wherever that is. I didn't think New York ninjas was wearing jerry curls. That's right, Lulu. That's a surprise to me. We left that to the West Coast to do that, and Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill was the only ninja in D.C. rocking a jerry curl. Now, you might have seen some ladies, but them ninjas answer no. No. In the fall of 1985, I was released from Children's Village. A few months before, I had decided to obey as many rules as possible so that Miss Santos and the other social workers would see consistency. My mother was hesitant about having me home again, but I think she knew that if she didn't take me back now, she would lose her last opportunity to ever have a relationship with me. I was 14 years old, and between Andress and here, I hadn't been home much since I was 10. The first thing I did was find me a new dog. I stole Blackie out of a junkyard. Yonkers High School was the baddest school in the city. It was probably the baddest school in all Westchester County because all of the projects, School Street, Slow Bomb, Mulford, Cottage Ravine, all fed into two schools, Yonkers High and Gordon. And Yonkers High always got the worst of it. See, after a few weeks at Yonkers High, my biggest concern wasn't track or classes, but the fact that I was still broke and there was no way in the world I was going to be in high school either hungry or looking raggedy. My first victim was a lady who was walking out of a supermarket in the square where I got busted for stealing those Entenmann's pies. I jumped out of some bushes on the side of the building, snatched her pocketbook off her shoulder, and ran. She never knew it, but I had been sitting in those bushes all day, waiting for who I thought would be the perfect person. From the second I started robbing, I took the activity very seriously. The day I robbed that lady, I also got real lucky. It must have been the 15th of the month or something. The day most of the women in Yonkers cashed their government checks because she had over $1,000 in $20 bills in her purse. $1,000 for my first robbery at 14 years old? I was the man. The first thing I did was go to the pet store and buy Blackie a new leather collar and a harness. Then I brought myself my first pair of Timberland boots, some butter-colored ones from the store in Getty Square. Listen, he's now so proud of himself. I'm glad he turned his life over to the Jesus because, man, hell was waiting for him. Then I bought myself my first pair of Timberland boots, some buttered color ones from the store in Getty Square. They looked official. This was also when Levi's jeans were big, so I bought a few pair of those and then topped my shopping off with a checkerboard bomber jacket and a matching rabbit hat. Man, listen, life was good. When I tell you that was everything, them little checkered bomber jackets with the white fur on it, and man, you was the shiz if you had a leather one. You hear me? Oh my goodness, that was everything to us. The next day I went to school rocking my new gear, and at lunchtime I went around the corner and bought a huge turkey sandwich from the store and brought it to the lunchroom with me. Yeah, what's up? Now I got what y'all got. It was just such a good feeling to walk around the school with money in my pocket. And later that afternoon, I went right back out to rob someone else. Once I got better at robbing, it didn't take me all day anymore because then I knew the best spots and could identify the best victims a lot faster. I probably been robbed at gunpoint probably 2 or 3 times in my life. That shit ain't funny. And I'm going to tell any of you, if a nigga got a gun in your face, you just give it up. Period. My wife, because she ain't never been through nothing, I said, if somebody wants that fucking truck, give it up. My wife like, nah, I ain't giving up my truck. Give that fucking truck up. Fuck that truck, bitch. You got insurance and gap insurance and that fucked up. That's how you survive. What is the procedure when the gun is in your face? You give it up. By November of my freshman year, I had totally stopped going to class, but that didn't mean I stopped coming around the school. Now that I was steady robbing, Yonkers High became a great place to get it on. You know that kid right there? Is he cool? I'd ask someone I knew before going up to the potential victim. I was ready to bang anybody I saw. It didn't matter. One time I took this kid named Al B's furry Kango. Yo, Al, let me see that. What up, D? Let me see your Kango. Oh, shiz, this hat is hot, man. Word? All right, Al. Now you can walk. Huh? What are you talking about? You ain't getting this shit back. I had Blackie with me. I used to bring him to school with me every day. He was my running partner, and he was always ready to bite somebody. So when Al didn't want to listen, I just turned to my dog. Get him. Oh, here comes this ninja again. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Who got what? Just me and my dog. No mask, no gun. It was crazy because Robin really gave me a rush. Just before the robbery, my palms would start sweating and my throat would get dry. My heart would beat faster and my mind would start to race. I would have to stop and take a breath like, oh shiz, I'm going through it again. Okay, yeah, mother sucker. Then I would just zone out. The nervousness, the danger, it was the strongest feeling that I had ever experienced. I just felt it everywhere. Yeah, until you smoked that ready. That's what they call the crackery now. Ready rock. Because I be watching all these YouTube channels and Instagram channels that focus on addicts. Child, I be learning so much from these little shows. My favorite is Hood Habit TV.
Hold on, can we get a different type of good morning this morning?
Good morning.
Alrighty. Good morning, who?
Hood Habit TV.
Alright. She lovely.
I was like a couple dollars shy from getting my wake up. And I'm like, no, you go ahead and enjoy that. And she just said $5. I'm like, man, I can't split no nickel. You know what I mean?
Talking about mini-me?
Yeah, I told her, no, you go enjoy
So
that.
mini-me.
She offered to smoke with me. She came up to me. She said, you want to smoke? You want to go get high?
So basically she caring and she shares.
Yeah, she was never selfish. I mean, you know, but
shout out to mini-me. God bless
yes.
mini-me. Rest up, baby.
Yes, rest in peace. They told me that they found a needle in her arm, and from what I know of her, that she never did blow.
It's called Real, Right, and Uncut. And the owner of the channel name is Ghost. You can tell that he got a really, really good heart. My favorite character is ASAP. Love her. And then they got this young dude. Ghost don't be showing him a lot, but he was a pill popper. I think his name was Q or something. But ASAP, Q, and Penelope. Penelope really know how to put on a show. That's why I like her.
The liquor imported on her in her hallway. You remember all this. But while I smelled like pinochle and all that you said, 3 days out, 4 days out, I was dead. Me and Hollywood, babe. Hollywood don't even look like you, babe. I'm sorry, I love you, Hollywood, but you don't look like you. Katie didn't wash her ass one time. Not once. I cleaned your living room. I clogged down everything in your house. And you would tell me something about what I smell. If I smell so bad, you stay from up under my ass. I couldn't turn for you in my face. It's only McDonald's sitting on the countertop. It gets done. I cleans my ass every day. Every day, you know. I'm chilling today though, y'all.
Y'all see, they see the fit.
Yeah. I keep it together.
Yeah, I see the fit.
I'm not on clean new clothes. I got a business to uphold. It ain't just about pussy. It ain't
Right.
about selling pussy. I'm jack of all trades. Everything must go.
Everything must go.
Y'all comments on there. You keep playing me. Shit, you. Come on. Stop playing. KD. Bert, that's me tasting.
Nah, man, for me, it's not fucking KD. That's
He be a little disrespectful sometimes to the addicts, but I think that's how he has to do in order to keep order, okay? Because Pipehead will always try. So I made it my job. I did my robberies on schedule. 3 times a day was how I got down for a long time. And I was always a face-to-face robbery ninja, straight up. There were many other ways I could have robbed something, but I never wanted to do it any other way. I was just more comfortable robbing somebody in the flesh. In Yonkers High, if you were one of the roughnecks that didn't go to class all day, you hung out in a spot called Castle. It was like a small stone structure with a few benches inside it that sat on the far end of the baseball field, out of sight. Most days you could find 5 to 10 upperclassmen chilling up there, smoking and shooting dice. Some of them knew me for doing the beatbox with Ready Ron, but most of them just knew me for all my robbing and stealing. In the hood, it was easy to find someone who would roll with you to do your dirt. But while everyone talked about getting some money, when you got out on the street, a lot of guys would front. They would be scared and stand around looking stupid. That's why I loved Nick and Reg. Because with them, there was never any hesitation. It was just, you ready? Okay, let's get it. And they knew how much I loved it. If they ever went out robbing without me, they knew they'd have to make it up to me quick because I was just on it like that and never wanted to miss a chance to feel the rush. Anyway, they on their robbing spree. They about to get busy. Didn't start off good. Didn't start off too good. In our first hour, we robbed 3 different people but came back with only $6 to show for it. One lady we caught, her wig came off and everything, had only 32 cents in her pocket. So we stopped at LaShawn's house, that's this girl that they be hanging out with, and took a break. This was the night I tried mescaline for the first time. Red said you should drink a beer right after, so I guzzled down a 40 ounce, and a little after 8 p.m., we went back out. Pause before we end this night. Let me just put this, because this is the thing that knocks me out about him. This motherfucker said in one of his videos that I ain't never do nothing. I ain't never smoke. I ain't never drink. I ain't do nothing. And he said in this book already that he got high for the first time at the place Andrews. This white dude introduced him to getting high. Now, at this point, he just said that he tried mescaline.
Ready Ron, I mean, he was like an older brother to me. And he would rap, and I would do the beatbox. At the end of my life is blessed with the curse. And the curse aspect of it was, like I said, I didn't smoke cigarettes, I didn't smoke weed, I didn't do anything. I'm 14 years old. And me and my man should do a robbery one night, and it was his birthday, and we came back, we split the money. I said, here, take this, go get something nice for your birthday, whatever. And as I'm counting the money, he lights the blunt. I hit the blunt, and I'm like, I was no longer focused on the money. I later found out that he laced the blunt with crack. Why would you do that to a child?
What the fuck is DMX talking about? Stop it, girl. This video is after he wrote this book. This how delusional he is. His mother ain't stand a chance. His children ain't stand a chance. His wife, I don't know how to sure stood a chance. The only reason why the other baby mothers, them bitches delusional too, but the last baby mother, I believe she got the best of DMX. I can't remember her name. I think she lived down here in Georgia too, right? But honey, the fact that he was saying, I never did anything. I was only 14 years old. Child, at what is this? 9 years old, you choked a little boy till he passed out. This was the night I tried mescaline for the first time. Reg said you should drink a beer right after. So I guzzled down a 40 ounce. And a little after 8 p.m., we went back out. 1985 was the best year of my life. I had survived my time in group home. I was back in Yonkers. I had a dog I called my own. 1985 was the year I started robbing, running, fucking, the year I first heard Silver Shadow, and the year that I bought my first pair of Timberlands. But 1986, well, that was something else. In 1986, though, being broke wasn't my only problem. A few years before, Reddy Ron introduced me to something that was far more damaging to my life and my spirit then not having money. Until then, I drank 40s with cats on corners, smoked whatever weed I came across, and experimented with bullshit drugs like mescaline when the mood arose. Like the day me, Nick, and Reg went on that robbing spree. But that didn't make me much more than your average project kid. It's true. It's true. I mean, when I look back at it, I didn't know that them young boys back then was trying coke, okay? Or smoking them dippers before they went out on them killing sprees, okay? I didn't know that. But don't fake like you ain't do nothing. Ninja, you was getting high. Then he was talking about, I ain't smoke cigarettes. Nigga, you was smoking cigarettes in the jail. But when Reddy Ron spoke of the great high I could get from a wooly, the new thing on the block, he didn't tell me how differently it would affect my life. He didn't tell me of the war that I would have to fight to kill my desire for one of the most addictive drugs on the street. He didn't tell me how quickly it would ruin what little was left of my relationship with my mother, my sisters, and even my uncles, when I smoked a blunt laced with crack cocaine. He didn't tell me how much I would suffer, how wrong that was. Nigga, you robbing old ladies. Stop it.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play, won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride, hey, hey, on the south side, ooh, ooh, taking a left on MLK. Hey, 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 we like that good. Say what?